Good afternoon, badass artists. I'm Mia Luyando. Today we are back with our newest book, Luna. We've been working on a couple of projects from this. This is starting a new one. We're going to work with some markers today. We've got Fiona the fairy with us. She's here lending us some good fairy mojo. So I thought we would dive right in. We have been working on, let's jump back here a little bit. We've been working on this one and we've been letting it dry. We've added some Neo colors. We'll get back to this one on Monday. This is the weekend right now, and I wanted to make sure it was 100% dry, which it is. But we're gonna get back to this one on Monday. So today, I thought we would grab these flesh tone markers. I will add a link to them in the description below. This was a budget brand, so it's the first time I'm using them. I haven't ever used them before, so we'll be learning together. I haven't even swatched them, so shame on me. But okay, so anyway, let's jump right in. I'm going to choose one of the lightest shades I can find on this. This one's called Floral White, and let me check out the nibs. This is like a chisel nib. Let me see what this one looks like. That's what I was looking for. I wanted a brush nib. So I have put something behind the page. Make sure that you do too. I have like a little clear protective backing thing that came with the pens or the markers. And I already shoved that underneath here so it will protect paper behind. Now what I'm trying to do is to make as few lines as possible. And the nice thing about alcohol markers is that they kind of spread out a little bit after you touch the paper. So you don't have to really worry about touching every little square inch of the paper. But what you do kind of have to worry about is when you overlap your lines, sometimes that shows up. Now, the lesson we're going to learn today is once that dries, you can go back over it with flesh tone pencils and make it look absolutely stunning. So that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to panic if we actually do have some lines. I'm also going to go over this little sheer area of her dress, and we'll go back in and color that as well later. So I'm just kind of making long, broad strokes, keeping just a steady medium hand. And these colors are really light and subtle, and I liked that about them. They don't put a lot of color down right away. If you want to build that color up, you've got to add some layers, and I appreciate that in markers. I don't like markers that, just dump out a whole lot of color. I want to be able to, to build them up. So I appreciated that. Now I'm also just doing her neck and her chest first. Just kind of keeping those lines separated. And as you can see it drying, it kind of lightens up and spreads itself out so that it doesn't have the lines, as long as you kind of keep that hand from having to overlap. And I'm trying to work that out right now. It's like a game of Tetris. You have to kind of see where your marker is going to join later on, right there. And I didn't want it to overlap. And we're going to give it just a few minutes to dry, and then we're going to go in and add another color. I just kind of want to see how dark it dries before we jump in, and see, you can already see it drying down here. I'm going to get a little pinker color this time. This one's called Barley Beige. I'm going to do the very same thing. We're just gonna go up and down, nice and easy. And this has definitely got more pink in it. You can see that already. And that's what we wanted. And what I'm trying to do is avoid streaks, but even if we get them, we're gonna fix them with our pencils. So press on, don't worry about it if you get some streaks. And my goal is to teach you guys not to ever have to worry when you sit down at your desk or your work area to just jump in, you know, carelessly, you know, with just jump in and color without worries about your paper. Or, you know, oh, what if I mess up? Don't even worry about it. We'll fix it if you do. That's what I want for you guys, to not have to worry about stuff like that. Art should always be fun. This is just pigment and paper. We are in charge. We can fix it. And you can see it's quite a bit darker this time, but it should dry a little lighter. And I really like these markers, you know, a lot of it has to do with your marker too. And ohuhus are great, obviously Copics are great, but this is a budget brand and it's called Hang Fan. And so far I've been really, you know, like I said, I haven't gotten a chance to really mess with them. I opened a couple of them and looked at them and just kind of scribbled it in my sketchbook, but I haven't swatched them or anything. But I was impressed, you know, with the coverage and whatnot. Okay, I'm gonna get one that's even darker. This one's Burnt Umber. And, oh, that might be really way too dark. Oh yeah, I think that might be way too dark. Let's pull back on that one a little bit. Let's go with this one. This one's Caramel Brown. Still, it looks a little dark. I'm not gonna take that chance yet. Let me back up still more. I think this one will be okay with. This one is Reddish Brass. And I'm gonna add just a little bit to the tops of her cheeks. And I know you're probably going, no, but it's gonna be okay. I know it's dark, but it's okay. It will dry. I'm gonna add some to the top of her little ear. And probably to the top of her shoulder as well. Okay. Now while that dries, let me find my flesh tone pencils. I think I'm gonna go with Crayola Colors of the World. They're kind of my go-to. Make sure it's dry, and let's zoom us in here. I think that's good right there. I'm going to push the markers out. Now before we jump in, I'm going to take this blender and very gently kind of blend this in. It's not too dark. I know we think it's probably too dark right now, but it's not. It's actually okay. I just want it to be smooth right here. And that's why I kind of get aggravated with blenders on markers. I'm never satisfied, but that's okay. We'll do what we want to do with pencils. Okay, so while that's kind of drying, I'm going to take this Crayola Colors of the World. This is light medium golden. I'm going to start over here on her arm because this is where we were starting before. This is going to be the quickest one dry. And you'll notice right away that the marker changes the texture of the paper. It feels a lot smoother. You don't have a lot of resistance against your pencil. For some of you might enjoy that a little more. I'm just going in and deepening this color. I've had a few of you ask me when the new Christmas book is coming out, and I'm still working on it. I know it's kind of Christmas season right now. Sort of working overtime on it. There's just a lot of little details I'm adding. And it'll be a book that you guys can, you'll enjoy, I think, even past the holidays. There's a lot of snow and a lot of little dresses and cute things, ornaments and that sort of thing. It's definitely festive, but it's not an exclusively Christmassy book. So it'll be out sometime in December. I'll keep you guys posted, I promise, and I will definitely have a link to it here as soon as it's available on Amazon. Now I'm working this golden color up into her neck to give her some warmth, give her a little blood flow. Now I'm also going to grab a darker color to work up into that. Let me see, which one do I want? I'm going to start with this medium deep almond. And I'm just going to kind of bring this around. And see how that just blends right up into that? That's what we wanted. We want her to just kind of have this softness and this little blush, this touch of blush, almost like candlelight coming up, coming from underneath. And to make everything look soft and warm and glowy. Let's add some of that over here too. And I'm just kind of going back and forth with these two pencils right now. Nothing fancy. I'm just kind of, blending it all in. And I'm using this darker shade in the creases, the sinewy, tendony parts of her neck and the muscles, shadows and all. Because I definitely want her to have this deeper, warm skin tone. Now I'm going to work this into the cheek area too. And I'm also going to get this one very deep rose. This is still Crayola. Very deep rose. I'm trying to keep it from shaking. Sorry about that. I have a new stand on the way. It's supposed to keep everything stationary, keep it from shaking all the time. We'll see. Hopefully it works. It's freestanding. It's not attached to my workstation, so it should do the trick. And I'm adding the darker shadows around the eyes. Now I'm going to go back over to the medium deep almond. Kind of just continue to blend all this in. And I'm just going to work my way around blending this in. It's mostly just busy work, so you guys just follow along or get comfy and watch. But there's not a whole lot I can explain other than I'm just blending it all in together with these 2 or 3 colors here. And she just has this nice little mocha complexion, this kind of, I don't know, sort of latte skin. I think it's turning out really nice. I think we'll use some paint on her wings. I've got some, it's supposed to be color changing paint. And I got it and I tried it and I didn't see any changes in the color. So I looked online and I was like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And I think I didn't add enough water for the pigments to separate and granulate and do all of those nifty things it's supposed to do. So I'm going to try again in my sketchbook after I finish this. And if it works, I think I'm going to add it to her wings. And let me see, let me grab it. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It looks like this. And when you paint, it's supposed to separate, you know, and look almost like a tie-dye effect. And it's got several different colors. You know, they all look really dark. They all look the same when they're in the package. But This is kind of what it's supposed to look like, so we'll see. I didn't have any luck the first try, but maybe I'll have some better luck this time. I think maybe I just didn't add enough water. You'll be the first to know, guys. I will let you know. So yeah, that color was maybe just a touch too red, but I'm not disappointed because I'm glad I went a little darker on her skin tone than originally planned. That way, I think what we'll do is we're going to go in with a really shimmery, almost like a ballet pink for her dress. Let me zoom back out. Yeah, like a ballet pink for her dress. And we'll do this color granulating wing. And we'll probably leave her hair white or like a really pale lavender or something. We're going to make her really, really girly and lots of pinks and purples. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to finish up this little spot right here, but it looks like I've got a couple of packages coming in and I'm going to have to sign for them. So I'm going to leave it here today. I will pick back up tomorrow. We will finish working on her skin and we will start on that dress. If you found this helpful, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all the great things. Okay, everybody, I'll see you next time.